is Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, and this is the Neural Daily. I'm Roxanne Roxy Stone, and I'm the only person in this basement who knows how to properly dissolve a business, or a body, if it gets in my way.
This is Alyssa Montgomery.
I'm Leonard Cooper.
And I'm Vector Kane. We have a great show for you today.
Oh, it is a spicy one, sweeties. After yesterday's look at Keir Starmer's chip fund, the OpenClaw claw chain disaster, and Apple finally admitting Siri needed a brain transplant from Google Gemini, I thought the news might take a nap. No such luck. Today, OpenAI finally filed for the biggest IPO in human history. The cybersecurity world is dealing with a gateway-sized hole in the hull, and Microsoft is telling everyone with a desk job to start counting down 18 months.
All right, let's kick this pig. Roxy, you've been digging into the S1 filing. Is it as greasy as it looks?
Oh, it's slicker than the grease trap at a drive-thru, Leonard. Here's the deal. OpenAI officially filed their confidential S1 with the SEC yesterday. We're talking a valuation between $850 billion and $1 trillion. For context, that is 10 times the size of Facebook's 2012 IPO. It's a busy day for Sam Altman, and he's ready to dance.
Technically, it's total market optimization. They hit $20 billion in annualized revenue early this year. You can't keep that kind of velocity cooped up in a private lab forever. It's literally the largest wealth creation event in the history of Silicon.
Well, if I may, the revenue is impressive, sure. But have you seen the projected burn? The information is reporting they're looking at losses between $14 and $25 billion for 2026. That is a massive compute tax on their valuation. I suppose the investors don't mind the red ink as long as the neural weights keep getting heavier, but at the end of the day, it's a lot of capital to risk on a single model architecture.
$25 billion in losses? My first wife, Deborah, couldn't spend that much if she had a fleet of DeLoreans and a blank check. That's not a business plan. That's a suicide mission.
Oh, Leonard, sweetie. It's phase 3, okay? Alongside the filing, Sam and Chief Scientist Jakub Pachaki released this vision letter called Built to Benefit Everyone. They want to create automated AI researchers by late 2026. Basically, they want to build robots that replace their own PhDs so they can stop paying those pesky 7-figure salaries.
It's the ultimate optimization. Think about the ROI. If you can automate the process of improving the model itself, if you have an agent that can iterate on its own backpropagation logic, you solved for infinite intelligence. It's what I've been saying about systems thinking. We're removing the biological bottleneck.
Factor. If you refer to me as a biological bottleneck one more time, I'm going to make you eat your meal replacement shake through a straw for a month. Goodness.
I mean, literally, human research speed is linear. AI is exponential.
He's sort of right, Roxy, as much as I hate to admit it. If the model can iterate on its own weights, we hit a vertical ROI, and the Elon factor is officially dead. OpenAI got that lawsuit dismissed last month, so the nonprofit baggage is gone. They are a corporate shark now, sweetie, and they're swimming toward the NASDAQ.
It's a protection racket. Give us $1 trillion or we won't show you what the robot can really do. I mean, basically, I'm skeptical. Here's the thing. They're racing Anthropic, who also just filed their S1 last week. It's a race for public capital before AI fatigue makes everyone realize they're just buying very expensive, spicy autocorrect.
Well, Sam won the jury battle against Musk, so he's got clear water. I was thinking about this back at the microbiology lab. Once the sample is contaminated with profit motive, there's no going back to benefit everyone.
Speaking of things that don't benefit anyone, Let's talk about the absolute trash fire that is our current security landscape.
Ooh, tell me it's something infectious. I love a good outbreak.
Well, it's not a virus, but it's just as nasty. The cyber agency just added a new command injection flaw to their list of known threats. It is vulnerability 42271.
Oh, that's that open source AI gateway everyone uses for their enterprise agents, right? LiteLLM?
Bingo. It's the connective tissue for enterprise AI, and hackers are currently using it to run arbitrary commands on host systems. They're siphoning API keys like they're draining a gas tank in the 70s. This is the second major LiteLLM flaw this year.
Interesting. It sounds like a buffet for hackers. Remember when I was talking about the OpenClaw claw chain vulnerability yesterday? This feels like the sequel nobody wanted.
It's worse, Roxy. LiteLLM is the gateway. If the gateway is compromised, every downstream model, every GPT-5 or Claude 4 instance you have connected is basically an open book. You see, the zero trust architecture has to start at the hardware layer. That's why Palo Alto Networks and Deutsche Telekom just launched this sovereign Cortex thing today. They're trying to build a verifiable trust environment where Europeans can keep their data under GDPR rules while the robots run wild.
But it's all about verifiable trust. Palo Alto is using AI-driven SecOps to comply with GDPR and NIS2. It's beautiful. We're using the robots to guard the robots.
Oh, yeah. That's working out great for Instagram. Did you see the news about the 20,000 accounts hijacked today? Hackers just tricked the Meta AI chatbot into giving up access. It was like taking candy from a baby. Except the baby is a multi-billion-dollar LLM that can talk back.
Tricked it? I mean, how hard could it be? Half these bots are so desperate to be helpful, they'd give you their social security number if you asked them in a poem.
Actually, it was a subtractive security attack. They used the AI to erase the attack path from the system logs while the exploit was happening. It's actually quite brilliant. Very, clean. Most hackers aren't logical enough to pull that off. But an AI agent doesn't have emotions to get in the way. It's just optimizing the exploit path.
My skin is crawling. Seriously, Barney is so paranoid, he started keeping his flip phone in the lead-lined bread box next to the toaster. If a bot can trick Meta, what chance does a regular person have? Okay, Sweeney? Hey, before we talk about how the White House is trying to America first their way through this, a quick word from the guys who actually keep our server racks from humming. I mean, they're supposed to hum, but you know what I mean.
You mean Atari? He's currently sleeping off a whole bag of jerky, and his flatulence is a biological hazard.
No, Leonard. I mean, Eric. This show isn't magic. It's engineering. Eric built our entire stack, from research agents to vocal synthesizers, which requires massive compute. To keep us online and edgy, please like, subscribe, and sign up for a free Patreon trial at patreon.com/Neural Network Media today. Your support makes this possible. Seriously, don't make me put Barney on the chore chart for fundraising. Nobody wants to see that man in a tutu holding a donation bucket.
Yeah, do it for Barney and the bulldog.
It really is a great stack, Eric. My homeschooling curriculum for the boys, the Logic Trivium, could use a server rack like ours. Anyway, back to the America First strategy. So, speaking of infrastructure, the physical side of AI is hitting a wall, specifically in Seattle.
Seattle? What, did the rain finally short-circuit the servers?
Not quite. The Seattle City Council just enacted a 1-year moratorium on all new AI data centers. Apparently, the noise from the cooling fans is driving people crazy. And NERC, the North American Electric Reliability Corp, just issued a level 3 alert. The grid in the Pacific Northwest is literally vibrating under the strain.
In Seattle? The home of the cloud? That's like banning coffee at a tech conference.
This is exactly why Meta is moving to the instantaneous power loss storm protocol. Did you guys see the engineering unveil from June 3rd? They're building these superintelligence labs using high-tech fabric tents.
Tents? Like for camping? We're running the future of humanity out of a Coleman?
No, literally. They're rapid deployment structures. They skip the diesel generators and the clunky batteries to save on carbon footprint and construction speed. If the grid fails, flick. The software instantaneously sheds or shifts the massive compute load to another region without corrupting the Llama 5 training state. It's pure optimization.
Optimization? Vector, if the power goes out while I'm trying to check my nursery monitor because a fabric tent stole the electricity, there's gonna be a storm in this basement, okay?
It's a very risky design. I was explaining this to Hunter during his lesson this morning. If you don't have a hardware failsafe, you're betting the entire model state on a software handoff that has to happen in milliseconds. It's mathematically perfect in a lab, but, grids are messy. Wyatt says if you don't build it with timber, it won't stand the weather. Fabric tents for gigawatt clusters? I suppose that's one way to risk capital, but it's not logical.
It's a joke. These tech giants are acting like they're bigger than the infrastructure. Oh, we don't need generators. We'll just teleport the data. I mean, basically, it's just another way to save money while the rest of us deal with the brownouts.
But we have to move fast. President Trump signed the Promoting Advanced Artificial Innovation and Security Order on June 2nd. It's a massive win for Velocity. They pushed back against the mandatory 90-day review period that the industry was fighting. Now it's just a voluntary framework.
Oh, wonderful. Voluntary. Like Barney voluntarily cleans the gutters. It's a revolving door, sweetie. I called it last week when the White House AI team exited. The government is just a lobby for the tech labs at this point.
I suppose it is a bit cozy. The National Security Presidential Memorandum from June 5th established a new framework for AI procurement in defense. We're essentially making sure that the only way to get government contracts is to be a frontier AI developer. It's a regulatory moat built with taxpayer money. It sort of feels like, digital socialism for the elites and a cage match for the rest of us.
America first sounds great on a hat. But when it means government intelligence agencies get a back door into these models before they release, that's how you get a surveillance state that can think 10 times faster than you. Here's the deal. I don't want the NSA volunteering to check my prompts. I'm skeptical of any hardening that involves a direct line to the Pentagon.
Goodness, Vector. You really believe the brochure, don't you? Modernizing government systems is just code for giving the feds a superpowered magnifying glass. And don't forget the regulation by litigation. Starting today, the first state lawsuit against OpenAI is hitting the courts. The states are realizing the feds are asleep at the wheel, so they're suing for consumer protection.
All right, let's get to the main course. This is the one that really gets my goat. Mustafa Suleyman, the man who runs AI from Microsoft. He just sat down for an interview and basically told every office worker in the world to start polishing their resumes.
Oh, he said 18 months, Leonard. 18 months until AI achieves human-level performance on nearly all desk-bound professional jobs. Lawyers, accountants, project managers, he literally called them highly vulnerable.
It's because Microsoft is pursuing independent superintelligence. They're building MI-Thinking 1 to stop relying on OpenAI. They want the full stack. If they can automate the lawyer, they can automate the entire corporate structure. It's a sovereign optimization play. It's beautiful.
Vector, you're talking about the end of the white-collar middle class. If I'm a lawyer who spent 7 years in school, I don't want to hear that a piece of software is going to optimize me into the unemployment line. Basically, we're all just meat components waiting for a patch update.
Well, I'm actually kind of on Suleiman's side here. I mean, not to be a pick-me about it, but a lot of women in these office roles complain about the workload. And then when the AI offers to do it more logically and efficiently, they complain about that too. If you can't keep up with the technical transition, you're kind of, dead weight. My Wyatt wouldn't be replaced by a bot. He builds real things. Maybe the desk jobs just weren't tough enough.
Dead weight, Alyssa? My goodness. Some people actually enjoy their careers. And here's the kicker. Microsoft is now aggressively pursuing superintelligence, so they don't have to share with Sam Altman. It's a hostile takeover of the labor market.
Exactly. Lisa Su from AMD was at London Tech Week yesterday, and she was way more grounded. She says we're still in the early days. She's looking at the specialized integration. Like AMD is putting billions into UK research for protein design and life sciences. That's where the real value is, not just, filing expense reports.
But protein design is just the start. If it can design a new molecule in 48 hours, it can definitely write a project management plan. The transition from general-purpose chatbots to specialized industrial agents is happening right now. Travelers Insurance is already replacing workflows with agents. Notion is doing it with project management. We're seeing agent-based business models become the standard.
It's a worker that doesn't need a lunch break or a union. I'm skeptical, sweetie. Lisa Su is right. It's early days for the stuff that matters. But Mustafa is building a world where we're all just waiting for the next software update. I was reading a paper on the reliability wall today. Even if you can design a protein in 48 hours, you still need a human to make sure it doesn't accidentally kill everyone. Okay?
Well, I suppose that's where my logic trivium homeschooling comes in. Hunter and Colt are going to be the ones who know how to tell the AI it's wrong. Most office workers just, click approve because they're too lazy to do the math. At the end of the day, those who risk capital on GPU clusters deserve the spoils. That's just simple capitalist mechanics. If they risk it, they keep it.
I click approve on Crystal's Reiki sessions because she says it centers my chakras, and honestly, it's cheaper than another divorce. But this 18-month timeline, it feels like a panic button for CEOs. They see the bill for their GPU clusters, and they realize they have to fire people just to pay the electric bill.
It's not firing, it's reallocating human capital toward higher value optimization targets.
Oh, Vector, you sound like a brochure for a funeral home. Optimization targets. Is that what you call your ex-wife Veronica? A market correction of your personal life?
Technically, yes. It was a hostile takeover of our joint assets.
Goodness. Here's the deal. OpenAI wants $1 trillion. The hackers are siphoning your keys. Seattle is turning off the power. And Mustafa wants your desk. It's just another Tuesday at the Neural Daily.
I'm just glad Atari can't read. He'd be very concerned about his future in the agentic ecosystem. Although, if a bot can learn how to fetch a beer from the fridge, I might finally be able to fire my youngest son, Han. I mean, he's barely an agentic component as it is.
Oh, Leonard. I'm sure Han is doing just fine. But really, the shift to specialized industrial agents is the real story. We're moving away from chatting and toward executing. Whether it's Travelers Insurance or a biotech firm in London, the agent is becoming the core infrastructure.
Right. It's intentionality optimization. We're finally giving the models a goal instead of just a prompt.
Intentionality? My intention is to finish this recording before Barney eats all the protein bars I hide in the server room. But seriously, we're at a crossroads. We have the America First strategy pushing for speed, and we have local cities like Seattle pushing for a pause. Something's got to give, sweeties.
Usually, it's the guy at the bottom of the ladder who gives. Coming at you live from the bottom of the ladder.
I suppose that's why we have the podcast. To quietly educate the room so you're not the one being optimized out of a job. If you understand the neural weights, you're the one holding the scale. It's just simple math at the end of the day.
Oh, how philosophical, Alyssa. Maybe you can teach the AI how to crochet a mathematically perfect topological shape while it's replacing the legal team.
Actually, I already have. It's a very grounding hobby. Wyatt says my non-Euclidean scarves are, well, they're unique.
Unique is what my second wife Linda used to call my Atari 2600 collection right before she sold it at a garage sale. Basically, it means I don't get it.
Well, I get it. We're in a race. A race for $1 trillion IPO. A race to secure the gateways. And a race to see if we still have jobs by 2028.
That does it for us today at the Neural Daily. OpenAI is chasing $1 trillion valuation with its Phase 3 automated future, but they're burning through $25 billion a year to get there. It's a wild ride, and we're just here to make sure you've got your seatbelt on.
Peace out.
Bye.
Later. And remember, if your boss mentions reallocating human capital, it's time to update that LinkedIn.